Brutally cold out there. It's not very often that I get to say as a meteorologist that, in the span of over half a decade, this is the coldest air mass that we've seen. Picture, tells 1,000 stories, I suppose. And this one off to the west, if you actually look into the north, that's the direction our wind's coming from. Obviously, that's why it's so cold. But you can see the lake effect in the distance as well. With an Arctic air mass, the air is so dry, so inland areas, now that we have more of a northwest wind, inland areas such as Grand Rapids to the north, north, and east are actually enjoying some sunshine. Obviously not a warm sunshine, though, and look at how Grand River is really freezing over out there. I wouldn't be surprised next time we warm things up, at least above the freezing mark, that we're going to have some ice jam issues as the ice will continue to form right in through this upcoming week. Yeah, Grand Haven, it's out there somewhere. What a difference in cameras. You have Grand Rapids with the sunshine, but man, you get underneath that lake effect. Holy cow. Normally you can see the beach or you can see the pier out there, the breakwater. That is not the case. And you can see those snow showers streaming on shore with a northwest to southeast fashion. So areas from Grand Rapids, east, northeast have the best chance of getting some sunshine today. And then towards Kalamazoo, west towards the lakeshore, upwards, that's where we're going to likely see another 1 to 3, maybe some isolated 4-inch amounts from here on out. Here's the visibility. It's down quite a bit. South Haven, as you saw, actually that was Grand Haven. Grand Haven's probably around 1/16 of a mile as far as I could tell. 1/8 mile Ludington, 1/8 a mile in South Haven. I was talking to my brother-in-law up in the Ludington area, and he said that they have 4 to 5 foot drifts at his house in Ludington, in his yard. Pretty impressive event. And so far this week, we've had a week straight, 7 consecutive days with measurable snow that have tallied up to 19.4 inches in Grand Rapids. This will likely be day number 8. I don't expect much more snow in the Grand Rapids area, but I'm sure we got some last night after midnight. But you can see along the lakeshore, that's who's going to receive the bulk of the snow. And that's why we have an advisory until 1 o'clock this afternoon. It does include Kent County, but again, I think most of our snow is done now in Grand Rapids, also in the Hastings area, and Wago probably won't see too much more. Here's the latest with the Futurecast. You can see how, again, that snow is going to kind of pivot towards the lakeshore. It already has reoriented itself in that direction. Notice the breaks in inland areas. Now, if those breaks can hold through tonight and we get the wind to go calm with this fresh snowpack on the ground, that is a fantastic setup for very cold temperatures. Quick one to get you updated on how much snow we've had. 54, almost 55 inches in Grand Rapids. We're now at a surplus over 10 inches. Last time I looked at the snow depth, we are about 9 inches in Grand Rapids and 13 in Muskegon. Pretty impressive amounts. 30 plus inches above average for this time of year in Muskegon as they approach 80 inches. And everybody pretty much throughout the state, if you're a snow lover, this is your winter so far. Marquette at over 150 inches, and it's over 100 inches. I noticed in many locations along in northwest lower Michigan, including the Gaylord area. Brutally cold out there. Let's check out those temperatures. And you'll be able to see readings already going below zero in the Grand Rapids area and throughout much of West Michigan. Now that we have achieved that, we're going to stay below zero, I believe, throughout the rest of the day as we feed off that cold off to the northwest and that northwest wind. As I'm talking, 56 below, feel like reading in Duluth. Are you kidding me? That's insane. It's 50 below in Wausau, 42 below. That's what it feels like in Green Bay. I got a buddy who lives over there. I should give him a call. 24, that's what it feels like in Grand Rapids. So we actually feel 25 degrees warmer in Duluth at a 24-degree wind chill temperature, or negative 24. Okay, current temperatures below zero, and there we go, closer in view of those wind chills. Now, the wind is going to start dying down. We've seen some wind gusts up around 30 miles an hour, but as that wind starts to subside a bit this afternoon, the wind chill temperatures will actually go up, I think, into the teens, negative teens, and then the temperatures plummet. Notice how the wind chills kind of vanish there. That's because the wind's expected to go calm tonight, and then once that happens, the temperatures are going to plummet. Okay, because of the cold air combination right through Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, we have cold air warning out there, and that is for wind chill temperatures 20 to 30 below, and the wind chill advisory or cold weather advisory areas to the south of Grand Rapids. All-time coldest temperatures. How did I get that? I thought I fixed that. High Island. Anyway, there's some of the coldest temperatures on record that we've ever had And the forecast models earlier in the week actually had us eclipsing that. They no longer do. The coldest one I've seen is about 21 below tomorrow morning, but that's cold enough, just not to break the all-time record. If we do successfully hit 20 below zero or more, it would break a new record, which it currently stands for tomorrow's date at 19 degrees below zero. All right, let's take a broad view throughout the United States, because you're going to hear headlines throughout this weekend of a major storm. Fortunately, it's not going to impact Grand Rapids. We've had enough snow, but notice that area of low pressure in West Texas. Now, once it gets closer to the Gulf of Mexico, as they often do, they start extracting moisture from them. And look what happens. A massive storm. This storm is going to impact, basically it's going to be 2,000 miles from end to end, and it's going to impact Ohio River Valley, also into the Appalachians, and all the way down to the Red River Valley. Just a huge, impactful storm out there. We're talking about, could see ice, freezing rain of 1 to 2 inches, and then snow on the northern fringe of it, Indianapolis into Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Albany, and also all the way into New England, anywhere from a half a foot to upwards of well over a foot of snow in some locations. And on top of that, and I've talked about the cold, 33 states involved in some kind of cold warning or advisory out there, and you can see all the alerts. Almost 70% of the country will be impacted by this system. Now, for us, we may get sideswiped by it with just some snow, especially if you're Kalamazoo over towards Battle Creek, Detroit area on Sunday. And Grand Rapids, I think we'll miss out on most of it outside of a few flurries. I'm not expecting at this point any accumulation. If it shifts a little bit farther north, that could change. But the Arctic air is going to remain solidly in place throughout the week, and the warmest temperature in that 8-day forecast, remarkably, is only 18 degrees. So let's look ahead to see if we can pull out of this pattern. First week of February, well, it doesn't look like it. It won't be as cold as what we're experiencing now, but it looks like still colder than average temperatures. I would expect by later the first week of February and the second week, we'll start to at least get some milder temperatures in. That cold is probably front loaded towards the first portion of the dates there. And then precipitation looks kind of like a dry pattern out there.